What's up, kings and queens? What's going on, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking all about lock budding, aka the ugly phase. I know a lot of people do not like that phrase, but it has gained its name for a good reason. So when you are going, working in a corporate world, or you need to go out in public, you don't want to go through this phase. It looks unkempt. It's just sometimes not very presentable. And you may not want to start your locks because of this phase, because of this very phase that everyone has to go through. So here are some tips that you can use to help you deal with this phase a little bit easier, or completely cover it all together. So first, let's talk about what is the ugly stage and what is lock budding. I'm going to zoom in for y'all to give y'all a better close-up. So as you can see, I'm about a little over 4 weeks locked, and I have started lock budding, aka the ugly phase. So that is where you can see right here, see that puff is the very beginning of my locking phase. That is basically where it starts, and it's going to eventually cover my entire lock. It's going to get much fuzzier, much frizzier. I'm going to have a lot more flyaways than I do, and sometimes that can get out of hand, especially if you're going somewhere. So the lock buds can start, at the end of your locks, like this one, or it can start more towards the root. They start wherever they want to start, and they start when they want to start. But usually it's in between 1 month to maybe 4 or 5 months. And it lasts for, depending on your hair texture and the products that you use, sometimes up to a year, 6 months to a year, just depends. So like I said, this phase is not a phase that a lot of people like to go through because it doesn't look very good. Now, if you would like to completely skip this step, you're just like, look, I want locks. I love the way locks look, but I'm not about that ugly phase. Can I just have some locks, please? You can go for the instant locking method. That is basically when you take a crochet needle and you shape your locks and shape your hair to where you automatically have a nice formed bud. Now, this is not going to skip you through all of your stages. You will have to start in the teen stage where you still have a nice base, but you will still experience the frizziness. And then from the teen stage, you'll go on to having mature locks. But it does get you through the budding stage. So with instant locks, I have noticed that your hair is not as flowy and naturally bouncy. It's a little bit more stiff if you have instant locks. And I think that's because you are shaping your locks immediately, and what usually takes months to naturally harden up, you are doing that in a matter of minutes. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have that natural flowy bouncy hair in the very beginning of your locking phase. It's a little bit more stiffer. However, there's one lady who has done an amazing job with her instant locks, which she tracked from the very beginning, showed you how she did it, and her hair is luscious, it's beautiful, it's thick, and her name is BARBAYDIAN261. Here on YouTube and Instagram, I'll put her information in the description box. And if that's something that you want to do, I highly advise that you check her out first. Another way, if you don't want to go so drastic, is changing up your method and you would like to go through the natural phase. You can simply do lock attachments. That is lock extensions made with handmade locks that are made to look like real locks. And basically all you do is take your natural hair and a handmade lock, and you take the crochet needle once again, you go back and forth and you merge them together. So that creates a seamless look. You are able to cover up your budding phase, and you can maybe grow them out until you have, your hair is long enough to where you like it, is at a good length. You're able to get through that ugly phase, the budding phase, and your hair is not so fuzzy anymore, and you can just simply take it down. Now, some of them look so nice, and the method period looks so good that people just keep it in. They like how it looks. They like being able to have as long as hair as they want that looks just like locks. DXLYN does a very good job with this. She has very talented hands, and her lock extensions look so amazingly natural. They are bomb, serious. So go check her out if that's something that you would like to do. I'll also put her information in the description box. The only negative thing that I can honestly say about lock extensions is that they are not real hair. So if that's something that is bothering you, like I want real locks, I want to have my own hair, then that may be an option as a temporary solution to where you just wear it long enough just to get your hair, you know, the length that you want it, and then you can simply just detach the ends and you're left with your own beautiful locks. Another one is the one I've actually tried, and that's simply just to cover it up with yarn braids, with yarn wraps, traditional box braids. I've done all of these over my baby locks, and it worked out pretty well for me. I was able to go on vacation when I was in my budding phase. I was able to change up the style without actually damaging my hair with real lies and dyes. And you know, I just had some because I changed up my swag. I felt good about myself, even though I was going through a phase that does not look so good. However, like I said, each one has their pros and their cons, and with covering up your locks, especially so early on, because your hair is not allowed to catch the shedded hairs properly because you have something covered over it and it's so constricted and tight, it actually slows down your budding phase. So you will be in that phase a little bit longer if you just, you know, versus you just doing it naturally and letting it lock on its own without even covering it up. That's the only thing that I can say about that one, but it did not damage my hair. It definitely slowed down the process. So what could have took me 3 to 4 months to go through, it actually took me 6 to 7 months to go through, because I wore like 3 to 4 different protective styles a month each during that phase. But that's still an option if you would like to do that. Now for the fellas, if you're thinking like, okay, what about me, you know, or even the ladies, I just need something a little bit more quicker, not so drastic. Hats, handy dandy hats. You can change up your style, you can change up your swag, you can match your outfits. It does not matter. The hats are limitless when it comes to the style. Just simply put a hat on, especially the cute sun hats. Now that summertime is coming up, you can even do wraps. Wrap your head. You know, I always do my wrapping, and where I put the little bun here, you can do a high bun. If you guys would like a tutorial on that, I will give you some ideas, some simple and quick wrap ideas that you can use to cover up your hair. You can do bandanas, you can do scarves. It's so many ways that you can get through this phase a little bit easier. So for those of you who are contemplating like, man, I really want locks, I'm always looking at locks on social media, but I just really do not want to go through that phase. I have work, I want to look presentable when I go out. You know, I don't want to go through that phase. These are some simple ways that you can do to help you deal with that stage or that phase a little bit easier. And honestly, you guys, because this is my second lock set, when you have locks, you kind of learn that it's more about internally as much as it is about externally. So with me, I've learned so many things, and I've made so many mistakes with my first lock set, which I've shared here on my YouTube. You can go back from the beginning and see all the things that I've done wrong, and how I still was able to end up with beautiful locks though. I just learned that it's just best to embrace your lock journey. You know, none of these are wrong. They are very right, especially when you need to go out. But if you are able to embrace your journey, to really look at yourself and say, this is me, this is what my hair does, this is who I am, whether anybody likes it or not, it will help you get through your journey so much more easier. And if you can accept yourself and the way your hair looks in its worst stages, then you can definitely accept yourself when it looks good. You will see the growth, you will see the transition, you will see the journey and where you came from. Take lots of pictures and look at where you came from to where you end up. You know, that's the best advice that I can give you. I hope this video helped you guys out, gave you some ideas. If you use a method that I did not mention, please leave that in the description box below, because I'm sure somebody is going through that I want locks, but I just do not know how to help myself get through this phase. Please share that down in the description box below. If you like this video, leave your girl a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, be you, be beautiful, be blessed.